Hi guys, my name is Mohammad. Javid, performance is my passion, and today I'm reviewing the 2015 BMW X3. I'm going to start this video off with a question. Why does this vehicle sell so well in the US? I mean, in 2004 it was barely selling over 30,000 per year, but now it's selling like 40 to 45,000. Why is it selling so good? I mean, competing vehicles in 2015, like the Toyota Venza, that went out of production because it couldn't keep up with vehicles like this. The Audi Q5 doesn't sell nearly as well as this. The BMW 5 Series sedan is being outsold by this. How? Why? We'll go over all of that in this video and a lot more. Let's kick it off with front styling. BMW definitely got it right with this vehicle. It looks like a baby X5, I gotta say. I mean, the grille is there, the lights, the halogens are there. You get your light washers here too, which is cool. I mean, not a very common feature, very luxurious feature. I gotta say, I love that. It looks quite rugged from the front. I mean, the grille is kind of finished in silver / chrome. It looks really good from the front. Taking a look at the side of the vehicle, I mean, you get this little X badge showing your BMW pride. This tells you that it's X-Drive, so X-Drive refers to four-wheel drive. This is four-wheel drive, this BMW. You get your turning signals here as usual with most BMW cars. That's pretty cool. The wheels look, they're pretty big actually. For a car of this segment, I mean, 18 inches, those are huge. For a crossover like this, they're big. And they will sort of hurt the off-roading ability of this vehicle, but if you really want a good BMW off-roader, you'd probably go after the X5. Taking a look at the back, they've done really good with it. Since this is really the performance SUV of the segment, they've given it 2 exhaust pipes, and they're not actually fake this time. They're real. Many cars have fake exhausts, but this one has a real one. And you also get a tiny little valve behind it to get more or less exhaust noise. If you look behind the pipe, there's a tiny little butterfly valve that closes and opens depending on what you have it set to, so that's really cool. Giving you some info, I mean, here you would this is where you would plug in your sort of like trailer lights, right? You would plug them into here, and that's kind of cool because this is really one of the first BMWs that is meant to tow. This thing can tow for a BMW. That's great. You get your young driver license plate here, which is kind of funny, and you also get this little button that you could open the hatch with. Opening it, okay, it's unlocked, so I can open it now and bring it up. It's got quite a bit of space. I gotta say. I mean, sitting back here, I obviously fit. Somehow they've designed it for me to fit. See, and if the cameraman closes it for me, I fit in there very well. And I mean, you also get some a little tray down here to put things, right? You get these little hooks for different features that comes with the car as standard. You get some other bins to put things in, which is cool. You get quite a bit of storage, and it doesn't really intrude like the Kia Sportage that we've tested before. You get a little hook to latch things or strap them down if you really have to. You get little rails that you could put things in so that it doesn't really jiggle around. I mean, you see these storage bins, that's very creative. I gotta say, I like it. Closing it, you do also actually have this too, so it closes automatically. I gotta say, that's cool. So let's take a look under the generously sized hood. I gotta reach down here with my tiny fingers and unlatch it. Okay, goes up, 2 springs to hold it down. And I mean, speaking of the engine, it's a twin scroll turbo. It's 2 liters. It has 181 horsepower. Very good. 200 pound-feet of torque. So not as much as the Porsche Macan, but if you want that sort of power for the same sort of money, you would opt for the straight 6 engine. It sounds pretty good, I gotta say. For a 4-cylinder, it sounds really good. It's very powerful. I mean, this is why it's sort of performance oriented. The base engine is a twin scroll turbo. That's cool. But I mean, look at some of the comedy stickers they put in here. Like, look at this one. It says that your head might bump the hood. I mean, how? Not with me, okay? I'm 5'3". This is never gonna happen unless I try to do it, right? I can barely reach the top of the hood on my toes, so I mean, that's not gonna happen here. So that's comedy. Telling that this is a German car. I mean, it's really easy. Look at this, right? You get a badge here, and it tells you Bayerisch Motoren Werk AG. And I mean, you can tell it's a German car when you read that, obviously. Looking at this, it has a bunch of comedy graphics all over it. You have 2 arrows to tell you how to line it up, and it tells you not to touch it after driving because it might burn your hand. Okay, that would be painful. I mean, looking here too, the engine is pretty far back. It's right on top of the axle. I mean, look at the suspension tower over here. That you could tell that it's right on top of the axle, right? That's for perfect weight distribution. 50-50, half of the weight on the front axle and half of it on the rear axle. It has very good weight distribution, very performance oriented. Looking at the engine, it obviously says twin power turbo. That's cool. You get a big BMW badge here. And it tells you BMW Castrol. So I mean, before you even start off, they're already plugging in another brand here. You get all your valves and hoses here. You also get foam padding around this to deflect heat. That's kind of cool, so it doesn't burn. Looking here, the engine is so far back in the hood that you could also touch the fan and turn it. But since this isn't not a Mercedes, it doesn't tell you, it doesn't have one of those stickers that says, don't be wearing a tie, don't get it caught up in the fan or that would hurt. No, this is a BMW, so you don't get that, obviously. The Germans are so organized that, honestly, they even have a light assembly here, right? It tells you when it was assembled. It was assembled in 2014. It tells you all the information about it. Seriously, the Germans are that organized. You get your VIN number here on the car, right? Really quickly, really easily in access. I already said there's a lot of space here for safety, weight distribution, really nice hood. I'm really impressed with it all in all. Let's take a look at the interior as well. So taking a look at inside the interior, I mean, the first thing you really see is not so much the inside, but the outside. This car has great visibility in its class. I gotta say, it's pretty good. And you get to also see where my filming location today. I mean, look at that. We're next to a little tiny pond. It's cool. It's got its mini island. That's I gotta say, I love the interior styling though. I mean, everything's finished in nice leather. You get heated seats on this. So you get BMW's iDrive system though in here. It's not touchscreen, but instead you get this little dial and trackpad. And you could go through all sorts of various settings in here. Navigation, contacts, and you would have to Bluetooth your phone to it for this, which is really easy. Compared to older BMWs, it does this really well. See, all I have to do to put in address book, I could just put something in there really easily. You could obviously go like this, or you could trace the letters. We could go 2. Alright, that registers it as a 2. You gotta kind of press firmly, but the tracing works. It's really clever. You get a huge sunroof, right, that goes back automatically. You get a tiny little wind deflector here too. See this? It pops up so that it blocks wind noise from going shh while you drive it, which is always annoying. You could always tilt it up too. See, that just went back up. And you could also give it some tilt. See, it tilts up and down. You get a tiny button here that says SOS, and if you don't know what that is, that might you might not know what that is. So if you press that, basically if you have a crash and like you're sort of in a dangerous situation, you press that and it calls 911, sends them your location, and they come to save you. Thank you, BMW, for caring that much. You get a sport mode selector, so if I turn it on, Eco Pro, look at that. Efficiency oriented settings, cool. Go on more than that, comfort. Okay, the suspension is set up for comfort. And sport oriented settings. Very nice. Traction control off, you gotta hold it for 5 seconds in the BMW. DSC off. That stands for Dynamic Stability Control. Dynamic Stability Control deactivated! Exclamation point. You turned it off. Great for you. But really, it's a safety feature that I'd probably keep if I had the vehicle. Plenty of steering wheel controls. Voice recognition, navigation. Yeah, it's proper. Navigation.
Navigation.
Well, it's proper in the way that it sort of doesn't listen to it. It's a little disobedient. It's German, so there you go. You get your volume controls, speech mode. Yeah.
Unable to connect to a previously paired
Oh, wow, okay. You could obviously go through, like, your radio features here. It tells you what station you're on with this button. Mode, CD, if you really still use those. FM, yeah. You also get your volume selector here, but I wouldn't touch that right now because I'm filming. Cruise control, and I believe this is radar guided on the more expensive models. I think it is on this one too, since if you look behind this outside, you get sort of like a little sensor, which is cool, well equipped. You get some cup holders here, and they have these like little spring-loaded mechanisms to hold your drinks in place. Obviously knew their American market well. You get a big speaker on the top of the dash. Interesting. Not that many cars have it, but this audio system actually sounds really good. A feature that most journalists would call annoying, the stop start, okay? You could turn that off via this button once the car is on, but I mean, I don't know, even it's for fuel economy. Not that many people use it, not that many people like it, but even if you get 1 or 2 miles per gallon more, that's still pretty good. Sitting back here, I gotta say, it's probably the best rear seat I've ever tested. I mean, I've tested more luxurious cars than this, but they weren't really designed for the back. I mean, the Ferrari had no back seat. The M6 was kind of cramped in the back because it's kind of sporty. But this, being a crossover, I mean, look at all the leg room I've got. So, I mean, yeah, granted, it's in my driving position, but even if my dad sits here, it goes all the way up to here. That's still better than most cars in its class. It's famous for this legroom. Really good. Something else, you get quite a bit of headroom, especially on this roof section. I mean, you have to be really tall. Like, you have to be like a, sort of like a dog standing up to stick your head out of it, which is cool. And you kind of feel like you're sitting in a Tesla Model X in the term that you get all this glass, 2 panels. That's really good. I like it. Looking here, if you pull this little latch, leather strap, you get this, and it's sort of an armrest for a little while, and they care about you because they wrapped it in leather. Feels nice to the touch. Press the little button, and you get 2 very generously sized cup holders. Another cool feature of these cup holders, I mean, this is my S7 Edge. It's no small phone by any standard. It's not an iPhone SE, which is like that big, okay? It's a pretty big phone, and look, they've designed it to fit in here. BMW knows their audience. You could latch them down, put it up. Putting the sits down in this car is way easier than you think, okay? So, you see this little latch here? All I have to do is pull it, and I get an even bigger armrest, okay? And you get access to whatever is in the back, if you really wanted. If you want just these 2 seats to go down, you pull the latch here, and that goes down. And if you really want all of them to go down, you go to this side, pull the latch. Oh, well, this one does it on its own, so you would have to kind of do this. I mean, look at this. Look. You could do 3 seats. They all have their own movement. That's kind of cool. That's way more adjustability than equivalent cars. You get 2 speakers. One of them has this sort of weird shape to it. It's 3-dimensional. That's interesting. You get this as well here, and it sounds really nicely. I tried it. You get curtain airbags. 1, 2, 3, 4, obviously. So, I mean, it's really safe in that term. With the windows, usually, you just get up or down, but this has automatic settings like the driver would usually get in most cars. So, you press it down, 2 clicks, and the whole thing just drops entirely down. Very interesting. I gotta say, I really love the kit that comes with the car. Let's take it for a spin. You don't really need the key other than it has to be within the proximity of the car. Pop it down in your cup holder or anywhere else. Hold the brake. And you hold it. Okay, it turns on. Now you get a really weird shift knob. So what you have to do is hold it down, and I have to hold that down. Parking brake is off. Hold unlock. Push it into reverse. And we are reversing. With a 40 grand car like this, you don't actually get a reversing camera. Interesting. So driving the X3, it actually drives quite nicely. It's really comfortable. The steering is really soft. The suspension system is really comfortable. You know, for a crossover, it handles really good. I mean, cars of this class really don't handle half as good as this one. The Mercedes kind of breaks your back. The Audi Q7 is way too soft and wallowy around corners. This is probably the best compromise, right? It's sporty without breaking your back. And it has a really premium feel as to when you drive it, too. Engine is quite strong, and if you give it a bit of a welly, as the British would say, you do actually pick up quite a bit of good speed. It is one of the most powerful cars in the segment. You press, okay, right now I'm technically in drive, right? And if I have no input on anything, the car kind of crawls forward, right? You see that? If I stop, okay, and I press auto H, okay, I have to be holding the brake. Look at that, no input, but the car's not crawling anymore. This is a hill sort of start assist feature so that you don't roll back on hills, which could be dangerous. Something else you get, if I turn this off and press this sort of limits you to like 5 miles an hour. But it sort of like lets the car crawl at that speed, right? Let me try to get it to that. Kind of crawls at that speed. So it's while you're off-roading, it sort of keeps the car crawling at that speed. And I am now in efficient / dynamics mode, okay? Let me stop it, because you have to be fully stopped for this. Press the sport button over here, okay? And we are now in sport mode. And you get a little graphic here telling you sport-oriented settings. Let's try it. The shifts are really smooth. This is the ZF 8-speed transmission. Many BMW cars or German vehicles in that matter use it. It feels really nice. The shifts are smooth, and it also has another feature. What you do is you push the lever into M/S. That's manual. That stands for manual shift. Let's try it out, okay? Right now I am in first gear. We are in second gear, M2. And if you don't shift quickly enough, it'll eventually be forced to do it for you. Interesting thing is, you have 8 gears to choose from in this vehicle. 8 gears! I mean, the last car that I tested was the M6, and that only had 7. And, you know, 7's still quite a lot, but 8? We live in a world where 8 gears is accepted in an SUV, and unlike the Kia Sportage that I tested, this one actually lets you go through all the gears, but it does shift back down to a reusable gear with quite a bit of torque. I mean, I just tried to go into 8th gear, but it shifted me back down to 3 because it wants as much torque as possible, you know, which is important in a car like this. I gotta say, I really love the driving style of it, though. It's really interesting. For a car of its size, it's really performance-oriented. Compared to cars in the same class, it drives way better than all of those, I gotta say. Giving this vehicle a score, I mean, we're gonna use the same system that we did for the Porsche Macan. It'll be out of the 20 category, 10 for weekdays, 10 for weekends. Weekends being fun, weekdays being practicality. Let's start it off with weekdays because this is a crossover. I gotta say, I love the practicality. I mean, legroom, as we said, is pretty nice. It is more spacious than most of its competitors, and I gotta say, it drives really nicely. It's comfortable on the day-to-day basis, but that would get 10 out of 10. If you want to go to the performance category or the sort of weekend category, I would give that 10 out of 10 as well, because this is more performance-oriented than most of its competitors, except maybe the Porsche Macan, but that is not as good to drive on a day-to-day basis. It's still pretty sporty. Power's there. The shifts are there. They're quick. It's not very soft in the corners. It doesn't have too much body roll for a car of this size. I gotta say, 10 out of 10 in this category as well. 20 out of 20. It's the best car in this category. I gotta say, I can now tell why it sells so well. I mean, obviously, you know, the BMW 5 Series probably wouldn't get as good of a score in the day-to-day category like this one, or the Audi Q5 wouldn't be as good on the performance factor, you know? So, obviously, now we can tell why this thing actually sells so in the US. So, taking my word for it, if you want a good car in this segment, check this vehicle out. It's the BMW X3. Saying that, I also got to thank the owner of the vehicle. Thank you, Mr. Javid, for letting me borrow the car. It was a lot of fun to test it. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share the video with your friends. And if you think you're kind of funny and you want to dislike the video, make sure to press the dislike button twice, okay? Press it twice to dislike it twice as much, okay? Trust me on that one. Don't worry if the dislike button goes off when you press it the second time. You still disliked it, okay? So just take my word for that, okay? I gotta say, if you have any comments or concerns, comment them down below. Don't just dislike the video and leave, right? Tell me what I could change so that the next ones you will definitely like, okay? My name is Mohammad Javid. Performance is my passion, and I'll see you next time on The Young Driver.